is the Aquaculture Working Group. Probably, it's actually the last Aquaculture Working Group meeting on June 11th, 2025. We're missing Chris McIntyre and David Wilson. I guess we can introduce ourselves real quick. We'll start with Sammy. Yeah, I know.
Billy Saxton.
Matt Gilly.
Jerry Lehman.
Jay McCrate?
Minutes. Anybody? Motion?
I haven't gotten any corrections, so
Yeah, I
if
think,
nobody has any,
I didn't,
they're gorgeous.
yeah, as usual. Somebody want to make a motion?
May I make a motion we accept?
All in favor? Minutes. Public comment. Any public comment from folks in the public? Any work group member announcements? Darcy? You want to make your announcement now or later? Or?
Have migrated off of the work.
Congratulations and thank you. And then in the agenda items. Recommendation to the Harbor and Waterfront Committee for changes in the water classification plan. You want to take it, Paul?
Sure. So if everyone hasn't heard, as of so now that that has occurred, ultimately the authority currently waterfront committee may consider making a recommendation waterfront committee to move forward with mapping that Harbor and waterfront.
Does that sound good to everybody? Any?
Great.
I mean, I think that was kind of the whole goal of this endeavor from the beginning. I'm sorry, Jerry. So, and I'll say it again, I would encourage anyone and everyone on this committee to apply for the new committee. It's basically the same thing, but on a more permanent basis, whereas this was just a work group, it was on a temporary basis, so. The new one will kind of be doing a lot of the same stuff and plus some additional stuff going forward.
When will that be open for application?
It's open now. We will be making appointments at the next select board meeting, which I believe is June 19th? No, that's wrong. Yeah, it's 3 weeks out, so it's after the Thursday after the 19th, the 26th, I believe. Yeah, the 26th. So we'll be making committee assignments on the 26th, and the whole idea is for that committee to start meeting the second Wednesday of the month at the same time this one did. The only thing I was going to bring up, and others can chime in on this, is if it might be easier, since you're the chair currently of the Harbor and Waterfront, you guys are pretty quick and out at 6. So I wondered if it might be easier for us to meet at 6 instead of 3:30, where there's going to be a lot of fishermen that are working on that committee, you know. That might be something that might be worth discussing with everybody here.
Should we move the Harbor and Waterfront Committee earlier to 4 and then
if that's okay,
4 and then 5?
that's fine too. But does that screw you up?
No.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah. So they can meet at 4 from 4 to 5, and then we could do 5 to 6. And does that work for you? Good. So I guess that would be the plan going forward. And we have received quite a few, I'd say probably half of the people on this committee, I think, have submitted applications to the new committee. There's a few, well, obviously Darcy can't. And have you submitted one, Sam?
I didn't know.
Well, it's open.
So now I know.
next steps.
Matt, before you go on,
Yeah.
what's the official name of the new group?
Let me bring it up, and I don't want to botch it. So it's on the town website. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll give you the official name. I think it's the Fisheries Knowledge Group, but there. It is Fisheries Committee.
Fisheries Committee.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And,
That was good.
um,
Nobody came through the ceiling.
there's already a pre-application meeting that
Yeah.
tentatively scheduled.
Another thing that we should probably put on the agenda for that first meeting is, GMRI, Gulf Maine Research Institute is doing a study on the wharf in Garrison Cove and how it can be used by the fisheries and different fisheries, and they were looking to get some input from fishermen within town on that, so I invited them to attend that first meeting, and, that would give that new committee a chance to weigh in on some of the potentials for that wharf.
And you said Garrison?
Yeah, Cook. One other thing, while I'm thinking of it, before I forget to check on the white paper.
Yeah, so farm was closed for red tide and jobs. Not actually finished that, however, it can now be on my task. Wrap that up.
All right, so it is in the process at
Yes.
least. All right, I just wanted to check in.
Sorry
see.
about that.
Oh, no problem. We all have jobs, so it's completely understandable. I can't say much. I'm covered in bottom paint, so. Where was I?
So will she submit that to the new group?
Yeah,
Have the new group?
yeah. I think the new group can review it easy enough.
One thing I would ask, Matt, is if existing members of our working could send me lists of the names of the people that you participated. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yep.
Like, and I will not use the names in any published way. I just want
Right.
Cross-check,
You
like,
can
if-
confidentially
to.
like.
Yes. Yeah. No, their names will not be released
Yeah.
in any way. I just want to make sure. If you give me
Respondent
a
A,
list and Jared
respondent
gives me a
B.
list, then I can check off who's.
Yep.
You know, if you both covered them. That way, I can get a true or a more accurate number count. Licensed fishermen.
Didn't we have a list?
We had some sign-in sheets, but then there was also some like people did
Yeah.
homework and went to the wharf. And,
So do you have those sign-in sheets?
Yes.
So if we happen to repeat names, you can
yep,
cross.
and I will cross-check
right.
everything. So don't worry about, oh, I don't want to mention it if so-and-so.
Yep.
Just give me every person that you are aware of that participated, and I'll take care of that.
All right. That sounds simple enough. I think we can all do that. What else we got? Next step.
Josh, you want to go and kind of pick?
Yeah, I can. My name is Josh Richards. I'm for the main culture innovation. Located in. I've been watching a bunch of your videos and doing. We're trying to figure out how to do and it just all the fishermen and contacted you looking for it. I feel like mostly it's you all have. So trying to build this in how do you
You have to get fishermen involved. I mean, that's one of the reasons we have a lot of the trust is the majority of us are fishermen, so it's easy for the fishing community knows us, they fish around us, they work around us and stuff. So the trust was already established kind of prior to this committee being created, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's important to get those types of individuals onto a committee, a group, whatever you want to call it, because they already have a lot of that trust is established with them. I mean, you certainly have to vet people to a point, but that would be my key recommendation, is to involve the people that are on the water and already have that kind of basis established.
I would add that, like the meeting that we had at the schoolhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all public, but that was real public. And neighbors came to that, as well as fishermen who aren't fishermen. So I think involving the community.
Yeah.
Was the meeting
I don't think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was taped.
I would say getting members that represent other parts of town as well, that maybe work on the water, that maybe own a marina or do other things. I think getting perspective is important, and again, making sure the fisheries is number one priority, but also kind of getting someone that maybe has some legislative, just some different perspectives, I guess, and come from different parts of town.
yeah, looking at the dynamic of everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, it's pretty, like, it's gonna be challenging to get the same process, but I feel like
I would. This is it. You're a. I often see people there. I don't know that even effort to have an academic. I think you need to desire to have that happen. Have it emerge. On it or doesn't agree with what you're doing or doesn't. People in the community that want to make it work.
I think you could use this committee and this group kind of as an example, because the reason this was started is because Harpswell has a lot of aquaculture, and we're watching it spread throughout the coast, not just in Harpswell, and we have more than any other town at this point, but they're coming to other towns, and the more proactive they can be in the process, the more control they can and cite stuff better and stuff like that, so there aren't the conflicts going forward. You can kind of avoid those beforehand, was the whole idea of this. So kind of preach the proactive approach. It's easier to nip it in the bud beforehand than to try to solve the problem after it's already created.
Farms will be able to look at the map and, oh, I can do.
Did a great example last meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Was it worked exactly. That wasn't a great. That came immediately from. Give them a why. Everybody walks away.
And they were thrilled. The minutes of the schoolhouse meeting are on the website. All the minutes are,
Okay.
including those, so you get a play-by-play, if not a visual.
I should have a whole list of questions. I watched last video. Congratulations.
I think the point that you made is the committee, there was a push in town, there really was a need, and we acted quickly. The select board was great, put the group together, making sure that the select board or whatever town is choosing people appropriately, but there really was a need, there was a fear like, let's shut it down. Okay, well, let's not do that. Let's try to find a way to make it work. And so it really was a home-inspired thing, just like you said. And, again, we kind of fumbled at the start. It took us a little bit to kind of get going. I think that we really did not know what to do. I think we were trying to figure it out. And then once we started to go, it took off quickly, I think. And,
Yeah, a
and,
year later.
and and I think that's important. But it does take each member to take on, so I would say, some ownership of it and really seek out, if you can't get input from someone, you have to go try to find that. And so I know I went out and I talked to people that I knew.
Went to people's driveways and doors, shook them down at home, so it was definitely artificial.
I think another real benefit was inviting the department to come and meet with us. And we had a member of Sea Grant, more the research side, and yes.
Sebastian came,
It was
Aquaculture.
all very
Oh, yeah, yeah.
anything behind
The third invitee was Sebastian Bell from Aquaculture. So that was really good transparency and communication in the department.
I'd definitely say, I mean, if you're picking other towns, just to try to get a wide range of fishermen and their placements of harbors, like here in Harpswell, I mean, technically, historically, it used to be 3 separate sections. But each of us bring a different proportion of each part of town where we have a better connection with the local fishermen in each of these areas. So bringing that diversity together was
not
key.
necessarily using the exact seats. What that community is building.
Yeah, there was a community. Just reached
On that bill. Wasn't the bill we wouldn't testify for or against? Didn't go anywhere.
I think it's really neat because we changed the map, we changed the classifications, we changed the process, how we do it. We didn't just change one thing, and we understand how the state looks at these applications. I think we all, as a town, better understand the process, and we kind of tailor it to what's good for this town. So some other town may tailor it differently, but I think we changed many things, so we kind of like, not just one thing. I think that's a good thing. We accomplished a lot. Great.
We're
No. No.
We had some pro bono work from a staff.
yeah. Your the GIS work that you did
If
is
you
great.
have,
Yeah.
I can have
Okay. I would
it saying I can do
But that was incredible, because
Yeah.
that would be,
now that we've kind of got the baseline.
now. Did have a list of call tomorrow. But this is my third. I'm roast a little
thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Any other new business? Yeah, we should, and then it's official. Yeah, well,
Two here.
No, for
the aquaculture committee.
Yeah, we have a quorum here, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we can vote.
We have 4, 5. Are we gonna bring them in and be together, or are we just gonna take this recommendation and give it to Harbor and Waterfront? Both?
So we voted, we could just say we voted as a committee.
just give them one last final update.
Yeah. For, just to cover ourselves, might as well take a vote. Somebody wanna make a motion?
No.
I'll do it. Thanks. What's your motion? Sorry to put you on the spot. That's why I put it on you. I didn't want to read it.
You gotta take the microphone, Sam.
After affirmative vote of Article 4 on adding Type 5 legacy ordinance, harbor and waters classification. What we're recommending, point 1. Recommending request for change. All classifications.
Second.
Yeah. Carrie seconded it. We got any discussion? All right, all in favor? Unanimous? That was easy. Thanks for taking the hard part, Sammy.
Talked all year on here.
Hopefully that's the beginning of...
Right?
Oh, what else we got? Anything really? Not really
Gotta
until,
wait a half an hour.
yeah. Nobody else in the public has any questions? Greg, that's your job. Come on.
I've always got questions. I can tie you guys up, but I don't want to do it during a meeting. I'll talk to you after the meeting.
Oh, yeah, waste my time then.
Can I make a?
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to say it was a pleasure to be here to watch the magic happen. And as a non-fisherman, I really appreciate being part of the process and really very exciting, especially to see, as Darcy said, see it all come together last time and how beside himself Matt Nixon was that we did what we did.
Mm.
You did what you did. So thank you.
Yeah, it took us, like you said, it took us a bit to get going, but once we got going, we got done stuff done
It was
quick.
bumpy. It was like, okay.
Well, we
do we
had
do?
to find it.
Yeah, we had to figure out what we were doing, or we could do it.
Do we want a map? Do we not want a map?
Those are winter conversations.
What size, ma'am?
I'd also say doing things in the off-season when people have more time is probably
yeah.
beneficial.
Yeah.
Doing that work now is,
Yeah, if
we
you
all,
went now to try and
You would, it'd be impossible.
you get the kind of
time of year is important in Maine.
I don't think,
Bad weather days are best.
yeah.
Long-term forecaster.
We don't really have much else until,
Go in
Work
recess
show.
until 4:30?
yeah, we can adjourn, and I move, we adjourn until 4:30. Do we want to second it? We're adjourned.